Okay, so the private labeling process, and just to go over this real quick, I don't want there to be any questions about whether we're selling our own products or unbranded products or branded products. So what we're going to do is we are selling a current product, so it's going to be something out there already. You're not going to invent it, but it's not going to have a patent on it. That's very important. What you're going to do is you're going to put your brand name on this product, and actually your manufacturer is going to do this. Um, and you're going to have a product that's already out there, but with your brand. Okay? So this is the perfect way to build a brand because you're going to get mass exposure on Amazon. You don't have to worry about retail and wholesaling. It's just selling on Amazon. After that, you can branch out more if you want. So it's going to be a bit of work in the beginning, but it gets much, much easier. And I know, there used to be things out there that said you can do this on autopilot. It's push button. This is not that at all. However, towards the end of the cycle, after you put in your inventory order, you rank your product, then it's definitely as close as you can get to running things on autopilot. Now, of course, you're still optimizing things. You're still putting in new inventory orders and sending them to Amazon. You're doing customer service and all that stuff. But it's not like an AdSense site where you're having to write and add new articles every 1 or 2 days. It's just something that gets simpler over time. Now, this is definitely the easiest way to sell and scale. Now, it's the easiest way to sell because Amazon is the largest e-commerce platform in the world. They do billions and billions of dollars per year in sales. They know what they're doing. They're always looking at different things and optimizing their system, just like we are with ours. Now, scaling, we're building a brand because we want to not just be able to sell one product. Our goal is to go out and sell more and more products over the course of, say, the next few months to the next year and on from there. So it makes it really, really easy once we have a well-known brand to be able to go and add new products, and people are going to be kind of driven towards those other products because they're in the same brand. And that's also contingent upon them liking your products, which we'll go over as well. Now, I just want to go over the costs you can expect, just so we get this out of the way. This isn't the cheapest method out there, but you can still get in for pretty cheap. Okay, so you're going to have your product cost. So this is just on a per unit basis. Once you find a supplier, they're going to give you a quote. You can sometimes negotiate with them to get your price lower, but that's going to be your product cost. You're going to have your shipping costs. Now, in the beginning, we do recommend that you go with, you ship via Air Express, so they're going to arrive to you from China, if you order from China, within usually a week. Now, this is also the most expensive method, and this is why we choose certain types of products that are going to be less on shipping, which we will go over in Module 2. Okay, and then there's customs, duties, and tariffs if you're importing from anywhere outside of the United States. Now, these are, I think they range around like 10% of your order. Usually you're paying in these customs and duties. Now, what your suppliers typically do is they put a lower value on the shipment, so you're actually paying less in customs and duties. And this isn't something I ask them to do, but every supplier I've ever had has done this. So it's not actually 10% of my order. It's usually more like, I'd say, 2 to 5%. Okay. Now, there's also going to be costs for product images if you don't do it yourself. Now, I recommend either having a professional photographer take pictures of your product, or you can also have digital renders done, which I do for many of my products, where a graphic designer will actually go and create a 3D model of your product and have different angles of it. It looks really, really nice, but this is another cost that you can expect. Now, as I mentioned earlier, we are building a brand. Now, when you're choosing a brand name, it's going to be based on your product and your niche, obviously. But I just want to go over this real quick here, so you can start thinking of a niche and a brand name for yourself. So you want to choose a name that fits an entire niche. So, for example, Plant Pulse for plant products, Interior Concepts for interior design products, etc. So you really want to be able to branch out in the niche you're in without having to change your brand name. Because if you ever change your brand name, you're kind of starting back at step one. So you really want to come up with something in the beginning that's going to allow you to scale outwards on this. You're also going to want to pick a product that's closely related to additional products in your niche. You don't want to choose something that's just really obscure and that you pick a brand name for and you're not going to be able to branch out. Now I recommend trying to pick an evergreen niche. This doesn't always work. Some products are seasonal. Some you won't even know are seasonal. You might think it's an evergreen niche, and then summer hits and you're like, oh, my sales are tanking. And this can happen too, but we'll go over different methods of figuring this out and different ways we can search to try to come up with a true evergreen niche. So that's about it, and let's go ahead and get started in Module 1. I'll see you there.